Okay. Okay. Hello, 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 everybody. How you guys doing tonight? I have the infamous Teaspoon Miner with me, as well as 56 with a return to the show, and also invited another key Misfit mining community member, 56. How you guys doing? Teaspoon, how you doing? How old? Nice. Oh my God. My oldest is 27. Yes, I know how time flies. Oh, really? Oh, hold on. Let me try this. You're right. You're not. I can see that. No, nobody's coming through the stream from the outside for some reason. I have desktop audio set up, but it is not working. Hold on 1 second, everybody. I had this set up on a different. All right, bear with me here 1 second. I will get this set up. I had the same problem before, and for some reason, I did not do the same thing. Audio input. No. Sorry, guys. Let me see here. I had this in one of. All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to switch over to. No, that doesn't even have it. I'm switching between a couple of different things here, so bear with me here a second. No. I know that's not it. There it is. So what is this? I don't know what this is, but I have properties for Discord, but I got to figure out what this is. Because if you talk now. It's still not coming through. Well, this stinks. Why is it doing that? All right, let me go back to my. Yeah, I know. It's because that happened because I needed to get the ZV1 out of OBS so that I could just run it through Discord. Yeah, which you guys can't hear what 56 was saying, but all right, it should be an audio. Sorry, the pink flannel is for Mondays only. So yes, you can look forward to that on Monday. Create new. It doesn't really matter. I don't care what it is. Why? I'm doubling? Oh, probably because I just added another audio and it thinks it's adding this again. All right. Hold on, I gotta get rid of that. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Why did it not get rid of that? Yes, I'm sure. There we go. Now the doubling should be gone. Why? I know. Yes, I know. That's amazing. Hang on. All right. Talk. Hey, what's going on, DJ? Okay, can you guys hear everybody now? Can you guys all know you still... Why is this doing this? I just made it. I said audio monitoring, monitor and output. I want it to output. No, I know that, but I have the mic is not what I'm doing. I'm trying to do you guys. Desktop audio is what I'm trying to do. And for some reason, I don't. Yes. Yeah, we're live. Hey, if anybody else has any suggestions, because I've got desktop audio up, but for some reason it is not getting you guys, and I don't know why. Yeah. Hang on. All right. Talk just to make sure, because I actually just stopped virtual camera. No, I'm still, no. What the heck? Yeah, it looks that way. Oh my gosh, this is utterly frustrating. I cannot believe that this is not working. I had it where it was desktop audio and it worked just fine. And I don't know why. I go to advanced audio properties and that's where I get the desktop audio. What the heck? You mean to click desktop audio? Okay, I have desktop audio, and then I go to properties, right? Yeah, I'm starting to rethink my my life choices. Oh my gosh. Yep. Yeah. I know. And nothing, and I am actually not working. Let me do. No, you can hear and see me. That's obviously not the problem. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, we got it?
We do.
Hey, there we go.
Very nice.
Now I know what I did.
Hey.
Anyway, I know for the future. Match the audio.
Where's your notepad?
Was it Alt F4?
No, it was
Sounds
actually.
right.
It was just making sure that the audio out matched what I have my audio out as, and because right now I have it through the Yeti microphone.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have the desktop audio set up there. So, alrighty.
Right.
Well, now we can start. And Teaspoon, would you like to tell us how you're doing tonight?
I'm good. I should probably take my unknown fish cupcake off of the stream for fear of copyright strike. No kidding. Good. Yeah. Had a little birthday shindig for one of the keyblets earlier today, which was fun. She had a blast, and I can't believe she's growing up as fast as she is. It's just like, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so it's fun.
Enjoy it. As you said, it goes by quick.
Dave.
My youngest is 21 and my oldest is 27. So yeah, it goes by very quick. Very quick.
Dave. Crypto Dave YouTube says Teaspoon is pregnant. No.
Teaspoon, congrats. I didn't know you're pregnant, brother.
And that's how rumors get started.
No, sorry, it just looks like it. Right.
Your kids are at that age though where they're gonna start talking back to you, and then next thing you know, you're driving along in the car, and you're like, "Wait, who are you? And why am I having a conversation
Don't
with
make
you?"
me turn this car around.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
it's definitely a different feeling having 2 adult kids, no question. So yeah, like I said, enjoy it while it lasts. That's for sure.
Definitely. Right.
So DJ, now that since now people can hear you, yeah, you are the busiest man in crypto right now.
Oh man, can I explain it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Caveman Mining. He invited me over there for a stream, so just finished that. And you invited me for here. I was like, heck yeah, I'm coming over here. And then right after this one, I got to do an interview with the co-founder of Firo. We're gonna ask some questions. So
that's awesome.
We're working, man. We're grinding it out.
So what are the main questions you're going to be asking him about?
Oh, I actually wrote it down. Hang on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, including your chat. Like anything goes, well within reason.
By the way, before you say that, I was just corrected by my wife that she's 22, not 21. So yeah, I forgot about that. She is 22. Okay.
At least she can drink.
They grow up so fast.
So some of the things that I'm planning on asking is what I've heard them talk about how they're not making enough money to expand. So I want to ask more about that. They're potentially changing maybe development fees and mining fees. I think that's a huge one, right? Mining profits. You know, nobody's happy about that. But I want an explanation on that because I feel like there's a lot of negative vibes and just want to hear it from the source. Those kind of questions.
Yep. Were they going? Was that one of the ones that was talking about going proof of stake as well?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
No, but basically, from my understanding, they were saying they're only making $50,000 a month off development fees, and it sounds like a lot, right? But they're saying like they can't expand because some of these contracts cost $300,000, $400,000, right? So if the miners just keep saying, "Well, we want all the money," that's fine, but they'll never grow, and Firo will always stay this small coin forever.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, miners won't like it, but you know. If you think about it, if you mine something and it grows, you're better off making less in the beginning and then allowing your proceeds to grow in the future.
Absolutely, man. And I would rather have a piece of a watermelon than a grape, a whole grape. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
What an analogy.
Yeah.
That's a deep, somebody clip that, please.
I stole that from Mark Cuban.
Oh, did you?
I did. Sorry, Mark Cuban, if you're watching.
I'm sure he won't mind.
No. What's up with you, Max? Did you see the video yesterday?
I did not yet. I know which one video you're talking about. I just didn't see. So, okay. So what's going on with me? Well, okay. It has been a hell of a week at work. It has been long hours this week. I got home last night and I had a migraine like you wouldn't believe. Friday nights is kind of when I catch up on videos. And I was unable to do that. I literally went to sleep about 7 o'clock and woke up about 3:30 in the morning, finally without a headache, thankfully. Stayed up and watched some Olympics and then went back to sleep about 6 in the morning and woke up about 9. And then by then I was starting to feel like normal again. So happens every once in a while, but yeah, I just from being super overtired, not getting enough sleep, not eating right, but have started to actually eat better. Took my blood pressure this week. That was bad. That was really bad. It was a good idea that I did it, but it was really, really bad.
Yeah. So
anyway, and Big Wooly, I do have a doctor's appointment scheduled for February 25th. So there you go.
Nice.
God. Okay. So I don't know if you guys, okay, there we go. I don't know if you guys, I
did see that.
I just killed my computers for a second. I just stopped my miner and my monitor went blank.
Oh yeah. Like, that's usually when the display driver like crashes.
Disconnecting and
yeah,
I was like, crap.
Yeah, exactly.
That just killed everything. Anyways.
Look, Teaspoon's not a robot anymore.
Yeah, it's true. You haven't frozen for a little while.
Yeah, maybe I should not. Yeah. Anyways,
we just jinxed it. Probably. We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, we just jinxed it. So anyway, but then today was getting ready. I got to do a Ethernet cable route from my router to my solar inverter, which is outside. Tomorrow it's going to be 47, so that's a hell of a lot better than like 10 it was 2 days ago, and today it was like 20. So a lot warmer tomorrow, and it'll be windy, but we're going to be on the side of the house that should be blocked mostly by the wind. So yeah, we're drilling a hole from the inside to the outside of the house and opening up the inverter. I hate to actually turn off the inverter though, on a sunny day, but it needs to get done. So we're going to get that done tomorrow, since 3G is supposed to shut off in our area on February 22nd, which means I will have no more monitoring of the performance. And in order for me to get credit for the SREX I've already been paid for, I have to have an internet connection to the monitoring system. Otherwise, they will come to me and say, yeah, we have no record of you generating any SREX. You need to give us our money back. And I don't want that. So anyway, so that's what I got going on. Oh, I missed one other thing this afternoon. Decided to finally move everything over to the single mining wire rack, and started cleaning up a bit. And my wife actually cleaned out a drawer in the entertainment center just for various mining things. Actually, I can show a picture of that a little bit later. But yeah, we're trying to clean up a little bit in the basement so that the mining doesn't like take over the whole thing. So yeah, so we'll be able to use it a little bit better, even with the mining down there. So
congrats, dude.
Thanks. Appreciate it. What's up with you, Big Willie?
Not a whole lot. Dropped episode 3 of my Let's Play earlier today.
Oh, nice.
And just trying to make sure I get the audio right on these videos, man. All you guys that make videos on the regular, and those of you who don't, it's a lot harder to get a video out and get it right than you would think it is. It's like everything that you thought would be simple is difficult, to say the least.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I remember when I forget which, I think it was the one where I did the comparison of the risers. My audio was just messed up completely. I don't think it came through. So I had to do like a dub over it, which that was fun. I mean, it's just, yeah, you think everything's super easy and it doesn't always work out the way you think it's going to.
True.
So what's going on with you, 56?
Not too much. It's been a busy week. Work-wise, we're shut down. It's crunch time, and it's been wacky weather, like extremely cold, extremely hot, back to cold. We had like a hour blizzard today, and then the sun was out. Came out of nowhere.
Ours has been, we've had weird weather this week too.
I've had I just got stuff piling up. You know, I got graphics cards piling up, all kinds of mining stuff, computers. I just haven't had time to do a single thing.
I know the feeling.
I was just laughing because I see Chum Changes in the chat, and he says he's losing at Mario Party currently.
It's like his specialty, just lose at every game.
So let's hit the sore subject with DJ Mines. What's that number on the board of cards not hashing back up?
Okay, I think it's updated as of this morning. We're at 642 mega hash sitting around.
Oh,
yeah.
Ouch.
That's
15
just
cards.
Confirmed, right?
That's
you
just
might have
confirmed.
one in, like the sock drawer here and there, or
I don't want to look. I'm telling you, man, they just pop out of nowhere. So I got a funny story. Well, it was scary, and I thought I was about to whoop somebody's butt. But okay, so at my new place, right, I put on a new door handle, and I was about to put in the deadbolt. I'm sitting there, I'm taking off the screw, or I'm putting in the new screw, and this old man is standing right in front of me, like randomly, and he looks homeless, and he has a shirt on. Mind you, it's 0 degrees outside. That's Fahrenheit. I think Celsius is like -17, right? This guy's just standing in front of me, and this is my land. And I say, "Is there something you need?" He goes, "Who the hell are you?" And I was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "This is my land." So he tries to like make his way into the shed, and I'm standing in front of there. I put my shoulders out, my chest out. this guy's not what, this is mine. He's like, who are you? I was like, who are you? And so he just makes his way through. Like, I'm not gonna push this guy over. He's like 70, right? He just comes inside my shed and he's like, what are you doing here? I was like, what are you doing here, sir? And he's like, oh, I'm the neighbor. I was like, oh, he's like, and I saw a car here and there hasn't been a car here in like 3 years. So I was trying to see what you're doing here. I was like, oh, okay. So that's actually good, right? Like, you want those kind of neighbors that are like, hey, that's not John. What's going on, right? So I thought I was going to go a different direction.
So did you guys have a nice conversation? Once you figured out you were the new neighbor?
Yeah, he wanted money off me in a way.
And what way is that?
Okay, so basically for the last 3 years, nobody's cleaned our sidewalk. And he's saying it's a New York law that you have to clean the sidewalk. And he's like, you know, for $200, I'll do it for the whole season. And I was like, well, that's not an unreasonable price. I was like, it's already halfway through the winter, though. I mean, I was like, I'll give you like $100. He's like, yeah, that's fair. I'm just trying to keep you from getting fined. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, that's fair. I guess he'll cut my grass too for $200 throughout the whole summer. So
that would be a pretty good deal, actually.
Yeah,
it's really not bad. Yeah,
that's not bad at all. Maybe he was doing it anyway, so he's figured I might as well get paid for it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can milk the new guy for money that the previous folks weren't paying me.
Right.
Oh, and he spit. Oh, I forgot to mention. He spit in my shed. I'm not even kidding. He was talking to me, and he's like, what? I was like, are you actually serious right now? I was like, what? I was like, never mind, man. He's so old. I was like, okay, don't come back. I had to make sure that lock was on there. So
I bet. Yeah, when he starts seeing the heat come out of there.
Night. Yeah.
When you start seeing the heat come out of there, he's gonna be like, what's that guy doing in there?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, how'd you keep the snow off of it? The roof wall.
All the snow.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All righty. Well, what has been going on with crypto this week? Obviously, it's been coming down a bit, unfortunately. How you guys been handling it? What do you guys think's going on?
Mine and hodl.
Yep, I'm just mining and watching it accumulate. It'll go up eventually.
Yeah, I felt pretty good. Was it Friday when it started going down again? It was like, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning. And I was just kind of thinking about, what I had. And I was kind of like, yeah, I think I'll cash out a little bit just to kind of have a little bit on the side in case it goes down again. And I was thinking I actually invested in some Avalanche, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to cash out 20% of the Avalanche just because I have some profit. That way, if it does go down further, I'll still have that profit to offset, where it goes. And then lo and behold, about a couple hours later, it went down. I was like, oh, nice. Not that I'm happy that it went down, but felt kind of smart just randomly. Cause like I said, it wasn't like I thought the market was going to go down. I just thought it was going to go sideways still for a while.
Yeah, the consolidation. I think it's got to be as well what's going on over there in Russia. I'm sure it's some extent. There's a lot of fear in the stock market as well. Uncertainty and a lot of craziness going on. The price of Ethereum for me at the moment doesn't matter because I am solo mining and losing money every single day of my life. And let me tell you, it is awful. It is getting harder and harder. And I just think so far we're down. We would have made about $2,200. So that hurts. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Do you have regrets about putting 30 days in the title of that video?
Yeah, I should have been like, I'm trying it for fun, and I would have quit a while ago. But I got today's day 15. So in a couple hours, 15 days will be over. It sucks, man. It's awful. Don't do it, please.
Yeah, I should check to see if I got any more blocks in that same 30 days from on my flex pool mining. Let me look. No, got a pool 10 days ago, or got a block 10 days ago.
Congrats.
Sorry, I just can't help myself.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, they just wanted to make sure you heard that, DJ.
Yeah.
Did we ban this guy or?
Anyway, sorry, couldn't help myself on that one. What about, is anybody else mining Flux?
I want to so bad.
I am not currently. I have a couple of 1070s that I probably ought to put to work. So
Yeah, I'm actually mining Flux a bit. I'm trying to get to that magical 1,000 before March 1st, and I'm still a ways away, so I'm probably gonna buy some. But yeah, I wanna make one of those nudes when the time comes.
Did you get your Raspberry Pi yet? Did your daughter come off of it and sell it to you, or is
No.
she still trying to milk you for more dollars?
Well, she needs it this semester, so she can't give it to me yet. So, I may take chump change up on his offer if I still can't get one. I haven't actually checked Micro Center this whole week. They wouldn't be getting any anyway, but now you got me wondering. Micro Center. Do they have any?
I thought the same thing there, chump.
What
I wish I
Chump
could go
say?
to Micro Center.
We all have that same thought process. Oh gosh, that's so funny. First Sunflower, then chump change, then me.
I didn't say. What did I say? Oh,
Nodes.
no, I
You said it
said
with a weird
nodes.
inflection.
Nodes, not nudes.
Nudes. Yeah.
All right, Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. I'm pretty sure this will be a big fat no.
Max, you got a chat to read, buddy.
Yeah, see, I'm always bad about reading the chats. Oh, chump change. Thank you, OnlyFans. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, chump change. No, you didn't have to do that. Yeah, I'm always bad about reading the chat. All right, well, let me go back because I know ABMNS production actually had a question here a while ago. What do you guys think about getting rewards from running a node? Could it be a good incentive to create more decentralization? More decentralization, that's kind of interesting because in a lot of ways it may create less decentralization because most people are running them from cloud providers. Most people aren't running them out of their house. Most people aren't running them off of a Raspberry Pi. So more decentralization, I wouldn't necessarily say that would be the case.
So are you saying that more people are running them on like DigitalOcean or like hosting provider type?
Yeah, it's a hosting provider.
Yeah. No, I guess the advantage of that is they deal with the infrastructure and the uptime and stuff. But.
Exactly. But it's kind of like, what fun is that? Basically, that's kind of like a set and forget.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the good thing is that you know your uptime's going to be good. So you don't get any penalties or anything like that if there's any penalties like that. But yeah, I figure if I get the Raspberry Pi going, make sure that it's running cool and set it up. And my internet, knock on wood, has been really, really reliable since about last May. Before that, it was like out like at least twice a month. It was really bad. They had some sort of issue, and now they finally, whatever they did, they finally replaced what needed to be replaced. So, but all right, let's see here.
Nice.
Anything? Well, that's interesting. Connection to Micro Center is, oh, there it goes. Finally. Let's see. Where's the
we
can
good
talk about my thing whenever I'm flexible.
Well, why don't you do that now? Because while I'm looking for this,
okay. All right, I was going to go throw my USB back onto Harry and see if I can get it back up real quick, but it's all good.
Okay.
So you guys saw my last two Tuesdays with Teaspoon live streams, with my finicky RebTech board, and was talking to Red Panda about it, that's actually who I got the RebTech from, and was like, hey, so this RebTech is being weird, and this is what I've done, and this is what worked for a little bit, and then I've tried like 12 different variations and can't get it to do anything, and He's like, yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest, man. I never even touched that board. I just like RevTech sent it to me as a test, and I never touched it. So he says I would, just check with them and see if you can RMA or whatever. So I shot RevTech an email and was like, hey, so you guys know who Red Panda is? He sent this to me, and it worked for like an hour, and then quit working. And there's no power button there's no LED on the power button, and this and that. And I've tried like 6 or 7 different connection variations, and there's 0 display output and all this. And they said, yeah, sometimes they said if the power button doesn't have an orange LED behind it, that means supposedly, I guess, that there's no power to the CPU, which I thought was interesting. But anyway, Brian Hollywood just sent a super chat, $10, says to help Teaspoon get off of dial-up.
Are you on dial-up, bro?
No, I thought the 56K was that because he's on 56K over there.
Yeah, right. That's so funny. Anyways, but yeah, so I email RevTech and they're like, yeah, sometimes that can happen, and if there's no LED, then that means there's no power to the CPU. Sometimes like capacitors can get shifted or whatever in shipment, and send us your address and phone number, we'll ship you a new one. I was like, well, are you sure? Yeah, I'll let you do that. So so I sent them my address and phone number, and they are going to be shipping me one of the new LED or the new Intel boards.
Wow,
nice.
Cool, dude.
Great charge. So I was like, sweet.
Please tell me somebody got a screenshot of Teaspoon's face when he froze.
Oh my God, I wish I had, but I couldn't hit.
There was a freeze earlier where I had like a cupcake like half in my mouth, and I was wishing I could have taken a screenshot for a split second. Anyway.
All right. Well,
RIP being on low latency mode. Anyway, but yeah. So
cool.
That is that. And then a weird thing. So you guys probably saw me fiddling with my USB up here. I reflashed HiveOS on the NVMe that's in this enclosure because let's see, what day was that? It was Thursday morning, like 6:45. We lost power, and that rig, obviously the rig shut off. And then when the power came back on, like 15 minutes later, the other rigs came back up just fine. Harry, you guys know, if you don't know, my rigs are Harry Potter themed. So I've got Harry, Hagrid, and Hermione. Hagrid is my 30 series rig, and then Harry and Hermione are 9 card each AMD rigs. But Hermione and Hagrid came up just fine. Harry, however, for some reason is like all over the place. He's like tripping over himself. It's like bonkers. It's like overclock errors and fans not loading, so cards are overheating, and it just like crashes, and just like, what in the heck happened? Like, the rigs have been power interrupted before, and I've never had to like reflash the HiveOS. So anyway, so I've got it reflashed, and I dumped the rig.conf file back onto it, and then I'm gonna go plug it in and see if I can get it up and running again.
By the way, I can't think of the name of your case, but that's the same case that my daughter has, and I can
Meshify C.
Meshify C.
Fractal Design.
Fractal.
Said that proudly.
Yes, but it's interesting. You know how I know, especially, you ripped out all of the filter on the inside of the front, didn't you?
Front? No, not that I'm aware of.
Oh. Because so my daughter has the same case.
Making a nod to my dust picture last week or whatever.
No, because I can see the 3 lights in the upper right of the front. And
those are power LEDs. I have the same case.
But I never noticed those until we ripped the front mesh out.
Huh.
So
I do have. I've got this on an AIO, so the AIO is just behind the front panel. Or whatever,
okay.
But I don't know if that's.
I will tell you, if you take that filter out, it makes a huge difference in that case. Makes a huge difference.
Interesting.
So,
I need to add a filter on the backside for the intake fan because it's like
you have the back. You have the back as an intake.
There's, I think mine is. Well,
Should be-
maybe it's an exhaust.
should be
I don't know.
blowing
Well, it's
out.
tricky because like the front is acting as an exhaust because I've got my AIO on the backside just behind the front panel.
Oh,
And when I'm
so-
doing my mining, the heat just blows out the front or whatever. So it may be like doing this or whatever. So maybe that's why it's not super efficient, or I don't know.
yeah, that's why I've got mine.
But
I have
there's
mine
a
in
lot
the
of, I run into a lot of dust. I've noticed that.
Okay. Yeah, I've got my AAO on mine. I have it blowing out the top. So I have it blowing from the case out. And that's like my exhaust. And then I got like 3 fans blowing from the front of the case.
Teaspoon's probably doing the same as me. So in the Meshify C, if you want to go a 360, there's a little panel you got to pull out in the front of that Meshify C.
Yeah,
to squeeze a
hard drive
360 in the
cage
front.
or
Yep.
the hard drive cage or whatever.
Now you have yours exhausting. I have mine blowing that hot air into the case, but I just put 2 exhaust fans in the top and another exhaust in the back to equalize the pressure.
Yeah.
So
So
mine
there's
is
my top
mine's
panel.
blowing it all out the top.
The little
Oh,
magnet
okay.
mesh,
Yeah.
Time to clean that thing, huh?
little dusty.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! Don't do it. Oh, by the way, Max, if you check out our Discord call, 56 screenshotted the teaspoon face for you. It's totally in the chat.
All right. Hold on a second.
I always hope that somebody is paying attention. That's hilarious.
Question for all of you. Okay.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
We need
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
whoever's good. We need this so that we can use it in Discord and Misfit Mining. We need it as like a reaction photo. Somebody needs to cut that down and make it happen.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
All right, here we go. Question, boys. What is the most slept on card? A sleeper. Not the best card that everybody talks about. Something that people don't really mention most. What's the best GPU right now? What would you say?
For mining what?
Whatever. Ethereum probably is what people care about, but whatever.
I mean, there's not that many sleepers. I think that
Yeah.
2060 supers or whatever are really, really good on ETH, and a lot of folks don't talk about them. So
Okay. That's Big Woolly's answer.
Yeah. I don't know. I would probably 5600 XTs. I'd say is kind of a sleeper. It's a good card. It's 43 and it mines away. It's very efficient. So that would probably be the only thing I think of, because there really aren't any quote unquote sleepers. Everybody knows. I mean, obviously 3000 series, 5700 XTs, 6600s, do really well. I mean, everybody kind of knows all of those cards. So yeah, I can't really think of anything else that would be a sleeper.
Teaspoon 56. What you got for me?
Sorry, I missed the question. I was
Okay. All right. Look at me when I talk to you. All right. I'm gonna need you to wake up. All right. When I'm talking up here, show some respect. I'm just kidding. Sleeper GPU. I need a sleeper card.
Oh man.
Gonna need an answer.
3700 XTs are great. I kind of have to agree. I mean, 3700 XTs are pretty solid. Back when I had one, my 5600 or 5700 XT was running 50. The max that I could get out of it was 54.3 on Team Red at like 114 watts in HiveOS. So that's in theory, probably. I mean, like in reality, more like 140 watts up at the wall.
Yeah,
But,
those are like a highly tunable card. I've actually got mine down to like between 100 and 110, mining at like 56 to 57.
That's legit, man. BIOS modded, I'm guessing.
Yeah, BIOS modded. Yep.
Yeah, that's solid, man. All right, for me, it's gonna be the 2080 non-TI or Super, because I think a lot of people mention TI and Super, but yeah, I think I'll pull it up. All right. Just
I never got into the 20 or the 10 series even really.
Me neither, but I just picked one up and a 2060 12 gig. Wasn't as impressed with the 2060 12 gig. It was good, But let's see, for Ethereum, I was getting 44.45 on the 2080, but only 92 watts at the wall. So I thought that, nobody really talks about the 2080.
I had my 5600 XT with a custom homebrew BIOS mod from Garrett Wilt from the Red Panda Discord that was running 43.5
Oh wow.
at like 107 watts or something like that. And
Yeah, it's
iOS.
solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Mine's
So-
running about the same, but it's running 43.1. I still
Yeah,
have
I
one
think I
left that
ended
I'm
up backing
using.
it down just because I was talking to HiveOS and because I was running into some issues, and I had one of the, I think it was Tias J was running in my HiveOS system doing some tweaking, and he's like, yeah, I'd highly recommend tweaking your clocks and reducing them because GDDX6 degrades like way faster at the high temperatures.
Yeah.
And so I was like, so I backed things back.
What
to,
were
like,
they? What were your temperatures
40.
running at?
I don't know what they were running. Well, I think it was, I can't remember. I think it was 80 something. I can't remember. I'd have to look back at my screenshots, but I was just like, I'd rather opt for stability and longevity over squeaking that little teeny bit more of hash rate out of it.
Yeah, I've been running mine at like 80 to 84. Right now they're running at 80. Now that I've changed things around, they definitely run cooler with the way I have it run. Basically, I have a box fan directly above the rig, so it's just sucking all the heat off of it, and it's really cooled it down quite a bit. I'm not even running 100% fan all the time at 80 degree memory temps, because that's basically what I have the fan set to go to is 80 degrees. All right, I don't think we heard an answer from 56 or Big Wooly. So 56, what is your answer?
I'm going to go with the 5500 XT. They were just an extremely budget card. They only get about 29 and a half mega hash, but they only pull about 80 watts from the wall. And they were, I think, like $129 MSRP when they were around. So super cheap, super efficient.
$129?
I've seen
Yeah,
to see
yeah. When
a lot
the
of people have
5000
interest
series
in
was the current, they were overstocked at Best Buy on the shelves all the time. Nobody was buying them for gaming because they were subpar. But you know, like I said, just under 30 mega hash, 80 watts from the wall is really good efficient for the
Nice.
cost.
And what do they run you now? About $350 a piece?
You know what? On a good day, like you could get them like 250.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all for that much
Yeah,
hash rate.
Nobody still wants them for gaming. So, and you know, with all the newer cards out, everybody's after those. So,
Maybe think about it compared to like a 6600 XT.
mhm.
I mean, yeah, it gets a little
Yeah.
bit more hash rate, but you're going to pay a heck of a lot more for it.
True.
Yeah.
Brian Hollywood says, I have a 2060 stupid at Rondi's house.
A 2060 is stupid.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was actually another like
Uh,
that 2060 KOs were pretty good too. I don't remember the numbers exactly, but the power consumption came in lower than a 2080, and it's just a cut down 2080.
Yeah. Somebody else mentioned that in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rondi said 2070, 45 mega hash, 83 watts.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'd already given my
Daniel-
answer there, Max. I was 2060 Super back at the beginning.
Ah, that's right.
Must have-
Yes, you did say that.
Were you power napping again on us there? You know?
I think you can, unless I was sleeping with my eyes open. No, it was not power napping.
Daniel Spoljarik says, Great Baldini, my best are 3x A2000 for sure, 42.6 at 68 watts.
Solid. Yeah.
I had never heard of this Varium C1100 card that whoever it was mentioned here. Hold on, let me find who that was. Null. Yeah, I was talking about him. But
C1100, 78
do your-
mega hash at 100 watts.
Right, but they're like 1,300 a piece.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, I don't know about sleeper at that price. That doesn't
No.
seem sleeper to
No.
me.
Or
I
like
mean,
make you lose sleep
Seems
because you have
expensive.
to
Right.
pay it off.
yeah, I mean, maybe maybe there's some bulk discounts on them somewhere or something.
that's like the other half of the question that nobody talks about, right? So there's
Right.
one that nobody talks about.
Right. I mean, yeah, you might still be able to get those in quantity, but you know, unless you're just wanting to throw away some money at this point, that's a risky bet.
I mean, you're gonna order DJ. You like throwing money away.
What? No, every
DJ's
penny I
already ordering.
spend, every penny I spend makes me 2 pennies. All right, hopefully 3.
I'm gonna make myself scarce for like 2 minutes and go plug this SSD back into Harry real quick.
All right, cool.
I'll be right back.
What?
No worries.
No, you got to swap to the cell phone and stream the mining room.
I could.
No,
If
no,
you
just
wanted.
please don't. We don't want to hear the fans.
I can mute.
So Wheeling Crypto Electronics and Coffee, he said sleeper card is 1660 Ti Gaming X. I don't think it has
I don't think that is a
GDDR6X. Yeah,
Like
I
the
wouldn't call it a
16
sleeper.
1660 Ti and Super is so far from sleeper. Everybody and their
Yeah.
mother talks about that. Great card though.
Yeah.
Great card.
Yeah, definitely a great card. I've got 2 1660 Ti's in my farm, so wish I
They're
had
solid.
kept them all.
Yeah, I mean, and the power draw on the 1660 Ti is really isn't bad either. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's all
definitely.
around good card, but nothing sleeper about it.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
What
I,
about
go ahead.
Max?
No, go ahead.
What about the 6700 XT? I haven't tried that.
If you can get them at AMD's MSRP, they are probably one of the best cards. 6800 beating them out. So true sleeper is an AMD 6800, but the problem is AMD prices, as you know, went up and just stayed up, and that's part of the reason that Micro Centers had them in stock and everything else. Is they're not really, they're not the best for gaming. They lack some of the NVENC encoders and things like that gamers want for gaming and streaming. But the 6800 for the power draw, if you can get them at or close to MSRP, which you can from AMD drops, are amazing. 6700 XT, mine does 46 mega hash at just under 100 watts, like 93 watts. Rock solid, just all day long.
That's good.
Doesn't throw invalids, just absolute workhorse. But 6800, if you've got the money and you can get some, those right there, they put out the hash. But then this is where Max brings in the whole argument on the other side of this coin about how there's not development, So where are the miners for mining the coins that we're going to be moving to going forward?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to look at it. I mean, there's a couple ways to look at it. If any devs are listening, get us some good miners for these AMD cards, because there's a lot of them out there that are going to be looking for homes.
I think there was a dev in here. I don't know if he left.
But those dev fees pay the devs, so there's an untapped market if you can utilize these AMD cards, because when we go proof of stake, we're going to have this whole pool of all these 5700 XTs, 56, 55s, and if we can put them to work on some of these other algorithms, dev's going to rake it in, because where else are we going to go?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully, I mean, Team Red Miner's been really the best one up to this point, so hopefully they can get a little bit better on some of the other algorithms. But again, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a dev, so I don't know really how easy or hard it is to improve on those particular coins based upon the architecture, AMD's architecture. So yeah, not really sure. Brian Hollywood asks, how many 3070 Ti FEs would you buy today if you got them for $599? Yeah.
Do they take payment in kidneys?
Yeah, I would buy a good amount, man.
I wouldn't. And I'd much rather buy a 3070 than a 3070 Ti. I have 6 3070 Ti's. I'm happy with them. But the one thing I don't like about them is they're not very efficient. So I'm getting 60 mega hash, but it's like at 180 watts. So
But on other coins, though.
on other coins, yes. I mean, they do well on other coins, but they're still most profitable on Ethereum right now. So yeah, I mean, certainly if you're trying to do Raven coin, Flux, from what I've heard, they don't really do that. They do okay on, but they don't do really much better than a 3070, which I was surprised. I thought that they would do better than, 70 souls. But I've heard like somewhere between 70 and 75 souls is what you can expect out of a 3070 Ti. I don't know. Anybody else done any mining with Flux on a 3070 Ti? I honestly haven't tried it yet.
I did a while back, and yeah, I don't remember the exact number, but I wasn't impressed at all. I was like, really? Huh? And I think my 20 series were doing a little better or more impressive, surprisingly.
Yeah, so that's kind of my issue, is the efficiency. So yeah, I wouldn't be buying 3070 Ti's. Definitely would love to get my hands on 3060 Ti FEs, 3070 FEs. Those would be my two key ones I would love to buy, because I could pretty much sell any of my other 3060 Ti's or 3070s, whether they're LHR or not, for, you know, what I bought them for. So if I could get FEs instead, you know, to replace the LHR, that would be awesome.
Price has been coming down, man, at least in my local area. There's actually a couple 3060 Ti Founder Editions for 800 sitting. They've been there for like 4 days on Facebook Marketplace, which is really unusual.
Yeah. I don't know. There's been like standing sales that have been sitting out there. You know, you go to contact them and then you can't get anything out of them. And so it's you got to find the right person, and you got to keep trying in order to find the really good deals on Facebook Marketplace. I just don't have the time or patience to honestly do
That's
it.
true. That's valid.
But yeah, I mean, those people that have some time, yeah, it's a great place to go look. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah, mine's always terrible. I'm too close to New York City, so it's always scalper prices all the time.
That sucks. Yeah. They get a lot of drops there, but I guess there's more people, huh?
Just
Yeah.
a little.
Out in the boonies, our Best Buys don't even get graphics cards.
Yeah.
We're not even an option. So when everybody's excited, it's like, can't ship there. No, can't buy online. No, sorry.
Well, hang on a second. So I live in the Chicagoland area, and when they first started doing drops, there was one store. There's about 9 million people in the Chicago area, and they had one store that got a drop, but that drop wasn't really any bigger than the other stores in the surrounding areas. The couple down south in Illinois, so Peoria, Champaign, both got drops. There was one place in Wisconsin that wasn't too far away, and then Indiana, and all of those were in small markets. I mean, Peoria is a market of, you know, Peoria itself only has about 100,000 people, and then it's got a metropolitan area, so maybe 300,000 people, and they have a Best Buy that's getting a drop that's almost as big as the entire Chicagoland area, maybe getting 20% less than that store. It was crazy. So yeah, I sent my daughter.
That's crazy, man.
I sent my daughter to that store so she'd get one. So
it pays off to have kids, man. This is why you have them.
And then, like I said, when my wife went down to Alabama, she went to the Best Buy down there, and just on a complete lark. And that's when she got the 3. And in one Best Buy drop, she got 3 graphics cards. She's famous because of it. Yeah, man, it was. It really was. That day, man, I was on cloud 9 when she kept calling back and saying, "You want me to get another one? If you can, sure."
3 Founder Editions at once, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Insane.
That was simply insane.
Cedric was in the comments earlier after we were talking about miners for AMD cards, and he says that LOL miners been doing quite a bit of catching up and improved a lot of functionality for AMD cards. I have yet to try LOL miner on any of my AMD cards. What about you, Max? You use it at all on AMD?
Well, back when, you know, we were doing 4 gig cards on Ethereum, yes, I was using LOL miner. I was using the zombie mode that they had done.
Same. Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't really used LOL miner for much. I've tried it occasionally, you know, especially with the LHR, trying to see which one was, you know, getting ahead and doing the best on that. But for the most part, I haven't really used LOL miner much.
If it's competitive, though, that's something we need to look at, because like on the NVIDIA side of things, you know, having all these different miners that are fighting for that, they want that cut, you know, they want their little percentage of what it is we're mining. So if LOL miner's competitive, it might be worthwhile to use it for a little bit and, you know, show them we got some AMD cards. I'll have to look into that personally.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Like I said, I've been mainly on Team Red Miner with my 5700 XTs and my 5600 XT. That's pretty much. I think. What do I have? I have my
Okay, take care,
580.
DJ Mines, real quick, and I gotta take off.
I love you guys. I love you guys. I'm
Yep.
so sorry I have to go.
Cheers.
Max, I'm
Go.
sorry I only stayed a little.
No, I appreciate you staying as long as you did. I thought you were gonna have to cut out after a half hour, so I appreciate you sticking around.
Normally, any other day, I'll be there the whole time. I love every single one of you.
All right. Hey, good luck,
Cheers.
man.
Take it easy.
Yep.
All right,
buddy.
see ya.
Later, DJ.
All righty. Yeah, what do I have that operating on right now? I have, like I said, I have my 5600 operating not on Team Red Miner because I have both my 5600 XT and my 584 gig on the same rig. And that is, I'm really creative with my names. I think that's RebTech1. You know, real creative. What is that running on? Look at the flight sheet. I have it running on Gminer, actually. I found that it was a little bit better on Gminer for ETC than LOL. But your mileage may vary.
Max,
So
you can,
what's the
if you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry to cut you
what's
off.
the verdict, Teaspoon? Did it come up?
Oh, I actually got distracted because I realized the rigs were down, and I was like, "What?" So I go back there, and Max, if you feel so inclined to show the pictures that I dropped in the stream chat, I found that
snap!
I found that my 20 amp, or not 20 amp, my GFI back there decided to drop off because, well, it may have been because of the regeneration of my water softener or whatever. It does that sometimes. I think the GFI on that outlet is just weak because it's been tripped so many times. But it'll trip when my water softener regenerates because of the humidity or whatever, which is ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, so I was trying to power cycle my smart outlet, just flip it on and off or whatever. Sometimes if there's like an overload, gosh,
So
embarrassing.
that's what we're talking about.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
This is what happens when you pull more through an appliance than the rated for sticker on the back says.
But the thing is, though, that outlet can handle 15 amps. And I'm not pulling 15 amps.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pulling a max, like if it peaks, I'm pulling 1200 watts
And here was Teaspoon's
on
reaction.
110.
Oh, anyway.
Exactly. Oh man,
It was perfect.
but yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Usually I can get the smart outlet to come back up. Like I have to unplug it sometimes and then plug it back in, and then it kicks back onto Wi-Fi, and then I can actually press the power button on the outlet to get it to come back on. But it's not coming back on, so I think it may potentially be toast, possibly, which kind of sucks.
Kind of looks like toast.
So, exactly. Look, it's the same color as toast. But yeah, so that kind of sucks. I don't know. I guess I'm just married too much to the convenience of the power monitoring with these outlets, because it literally sends me an email every 24 hours telling me the last 24 hours worth of usage on a per hour basis with a total at the end of the 24 hours. And then I just throw that in a spreadsheet. It's just so convenient. But yeah, I think I just need to change out that outlet because it's a 15 amp outlet. So I guess 10 out of 15 is a little on the high side. I mean, I know 15 would be 12 amps at 80%,
Right.
but
Yeah, I kind
still,
of think that
that's
those
still
are.
pushing it.
Yeah, I kind of think
Because
that
it's
those
a
are.
24-hour load, and that has my softener. And the softener may pull. I mean, during regeneration, the softener. I mean, it's just the control panel for the softener. It's not like all it is just that teeny control head kind of doing its thing
Right.
or whatever. So it shouldn't be pulling any crazy load.
Yeah, you wouldn't
even
think
during
so.
regeneration, because it's just the control panel that's making sure that it's on its schedule or whatever. It's not actually doing anything like with a motor or whatever. But
Well,
anyway.
let
So
me.
yeah, Harry is still offline.
That
I realized
sucks.
also that I had to come back and grab this. I'm gonna go plug it in real quick and get Harry back up.
Okay, well, let me take care of some business because I didn't personally thank Brian Hollywood for the super chat. So thank you, Brian Hollywood, for the super
Yeah,
chat.
my bad.
I know Teaspoon you did, so I wanted to say that, as well as Red Llama Crypto. Thank you very much for the ramen noodles, since 56 is in here, and it wouldn't make sense for him to do a super chat on the one he's participating in. So anyway, I think he was doing that for you, 56.
Yeah.
ABMNS production says, do you think we will have way more POS projects than POW in the future? It does seem to be the trend. It seems to be the in thing. Everybody's talking about how inefficient, as far as power goes, proof of work really is. So yeah, it seems to be that would be the current trend. It doesn't
proof of stake require capital on the front end, though? I mean, how are these projects going to get that capital?
Well, I'm not really sure. What do you mean about proof of work versus proof of stake? Proof of work would cost them more because they have to pay miners.
On the front end, but proof of stake, they got to have somebody that's willing to stand up the servers and whatnot that they're going to run the transactions on in the back end. Yeah, the nodes.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That the no.
That's a good point. It's a good point. I'm just from the pure standpoint of what I've been seeing coming out, it seems to me that proof of stake has had more projects, but not to say that there aren't new proof of work projects coming out as well. So let's see if there's any other questions out here. If you have any, please tag us in the chat. Hey, Hobbyist Miner. Happen to just look up and see you here. Rabid Mining is also here. Thank you guys for showing up, as well as everybody else. I didn't even do a roll call. I'm such a bad host. I was so unprepared for this.
Oh, good. Take care.
Later, Red Llama.
Cheers.
Yes,
Cheers.
Hobbyist Miner. I'm here every Saturday. Every Saturday. Well, not on this channel. Usually I'm on Chump Change's channel on Saturday night, but yes, I am. K-Spec. Yeah, thank you. You actually made a comment earlier, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, you sent me the picture of, he also caught the screenshot. And I guess it's easy enough because they just need to just back up the stream and then just take a screenshot of it at that point. Anyway, that was funny. Is Rondi here?
Yeah, he should be.
Oh yeah, there he is. All right.
Yeah, yep. Rondi's in the chat.
Of course he tags everybody else except for me. So thanks. Appreciate it, Rondi. No problem. No. Anyway, like I said, I came into this not really thinking, because it was just an absolutely crazy week. Had 5 a.m. starts starting on Tuesday all the way through Friday. Managed to convince my boss that we don't need Saturday. I shouldn't say even convinced him, because he was unconvinced, but he let me do it anyway. So I have to really motivate these guys on Monday to not make me a liar and say we should have done the Saturday. So we'll see what happens. But anyway.
So Hobbyist is talking about his minted and having to power cycle it once a week. Are those things really that bad? I mean, my Bobcat, folks, it just works.
Yeah, I'm not power cycling. It doesn't really do anything. In fact, 56, I knew there was something we forgot to talk about. 56 was going to talk about the helium proposals. Why don't you talk about that, 56? Because I am really curious. I've not had time to do any research on them at all. And I've seen a couple of videos on it, but none that really said what the effect is. And I know that the second one sounded like it was going to affect profitability for existing miners. So what are your thoughts on that, 56?
Yeah, so they have HIP 54 and 55. 55 is the one that we're talking about, which is validator challenges. They want to switch challenge creation over to validator nodes instead of everyone on the network. So yes, that would affect hotspot earnings. Good example is my earnings have gone way down just because of the sheer number of hotspots that have come online in my area. Currently, 26% of my income earnings on the hotspot come from creating challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take a 25% hit, and I'm already only making about 0.02 helium a day, which is nothing. So it just go down further. The reason they want to switch it over to validators is to just improve the network. A lot of the lag on the network is coming from all the challenges being created. So it'll just free up a lot of that since validator nodes are significantly less than hotspots currently. But what's interesting too is the other proposal, HIP 54, wants to change proof of coverage targeting over to, I think, H3 DEX based indexing. So that doesn't necessarily affect anything, but it will help alleviate the network of offline hotspots and also, people targeting like little loopholes in for spoofing coverage and stuff like that. So we could see a massive fall off of fake hotspots, all the GPS spoofing and everything from that. But there was another thing with that. I got to find it in that actual change from the regular proof of coverage, which is what the network was built to do. I think it would essentially turn a lot of hotspots into just like not relays, but they wouldn't function as they currently do. So it was kind of weird to have both of these proposals go at the same time. And there's massive approval. Like everybody has been voting yes to both of these. So I'm not really sure if anybody's actually reading them or just voting on them to participate. Because it looks like we want to give profitability to the validators, which are, that kind of centralizing a little bit. And they already got, they're pretty wealthy as it is, because I think it's like 10,000 helium to host a validator node.
Mm-hmm.
So we're giving them more power over the network and more profit over the network. I don't really know why.
Yeah, the thing is it looks like, in order to vote, you have to spend. And from what I've seen, they're all like so far ahead of being approved that it's like a no vote on HIP 55 won't really have any effect, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So have you looked at the recent results by any chance?
Let's see. HIP 55, 95% of the votes are in favor, and there was 1,637 votes.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, unless every one of the helium miners starts to vote, it's not really going to matter, unfortunately.
Yeah. There was only 923 votes against it. And it's kind of just like voting is also done in weight. So however much helium you hold. So there's significantly greater amount of helium voting power, on the approval side, which most likely, I would say a greater percent of that is validators.
Yeah, exactly.
However, in the past, we've had problems with validators keeping their nodes up to date and functioning, and that created problems on the network. So it's like, that's the other thing. We're giving validators more responsibility, and I don't know the fine details.
Yeah, and they've proven not to be responsible because they're causing problems on the network.
Yeah, it's kind of like set it and forget it, and then eventually you'll get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
the validators are the ones causing all those forking issues, right? Where we're like halting the blockchain, and the chain was behind validating the transactions that we had a few months back?
Yeah. Essentially, that whole like little fiasco that went down was due to X amount of validators just not being on. They weren't all synced up. They were out of date. The snapshots were, mismatched. So, I mean, I have yet to see anything that has repercussions against the validator nodes not being, up to date and functioning correctly. And we're returning more over to them. And then also the other thing on Helium was they're changing their app. I don't know if anybody saw that.
What are they changing about it? I did see something about that, but
so they're going to they have talked with makers of hotspots. They're requiring all makers to create their own apps. And then this is the part that's kind of like, why? If you own multiple hotspots from different manufacturers, you will need an app for each one.
Mm-hmm.
The original Helium app is going to turn into the app for the original OG Helium hotspots. They're also creating a Helium wallet that you would like seed share from the individual apps to just validate your existence on the network, and also centralized place for your earnings to go to. So the current Helium app that we're all using will become invalid for most of us. We'll have to get our manufacturer's app and as well as the Helium wallet.
Interesting. Yeah, I did hear that.
I believe that's supposed to start rolling out next month.
Wow.
End of next month, yes.
Well, I know that Big Wooly, doesn't a Bobcat already have their own app?
I don't know. I think it had an app. I honestly don't remember. That's just the thing. The Bobcats work so good. I don't remember what I had to do when I first set it up. No, it's all web GUI based. So it has like some kind of little thing that has like a web GUI that I can access to a browser was how most of that was set up. And then I did the rest through the actual Helium app. But, based on how the features that you and I have discussed that are available on the back end of the Bobcat versus what you have on those rack miners and most of the others, I would put my faith that Bobcat's going to produce an app that's going to be usable versus where we may see other folks with other manufacturers fighting to get an app that's functioning out of the manufacturers.
Yeah. Interesting. Let me address some of the Atomic Star. What are you noticing about the new room layout? It's not really different other than we moved the glass table from the kitchen and moved the wood table from here into the kitchen. So maybe that's what you're talking about. But the layout's the same. So maybe that's what she's talking about.
Your camera is inverted on the stream, so it's in mirror.
Oh,
mode.
Is it? Oh, I hate it when it does that.
Yep.
Good
it's probably
old.
because you're using the.
I'm not though.
Studio Cam.
I'm not using it. That's the thing. No, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I'm not.
weird.
That is very interesting. I hate it when it does that. I wonder if there's a way to actually get around that, but
no. Don't break the stream, Max. Just take your finger off the button, please.
Well, Max, were you there on my stream on Tuesday when I did a live Ethernet cable swap midstream?
No, I was not.
On my studio PC.
It worked.
It was pretty sweet, and it did work actually, which is pretty funny.
During the stream, the one you were streaming off of.
Yeah, he held up the other cable in his hand.
Yep, and I was like, 3, 2, 1. I pulled the Ethernet cable from the studio PC that was feeding from my wireless extender, and then plugged in the one that was feeding from the switch up over my rafters in my kitchenette from the rig area, and plugged it in, and then gave it like 12 seconds, and then everything came back up.
That's funny. That is funny. I would never have guessed that it would have happened that quickly.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
All right, let me go back to the chat here. So yeah, I guess that's what she was talking about, is the fact that it's reversed. Interesting. I'm NSA. I'm definitely not NSA. So Unboxing Project says, what kind of ROI can you expect from the 1000 flux nodes? It depends on how you define your ROI. Are you talking about ROI and the fact that you have these 1,000 and how long will it take you to actually double your money from the node? So like if you bought all those 1,000, or are you talking about the Raspberry Pi? If you're talking about the Raspberry Pi, I mean, the Raspberry Pi is like less than $100 if you can get one. And so if that's the case, I'm not really too worried about it. I'm doing it more for fun. Obviously we'll make a little bit of flux on the side. But yeah, I'm doing it more because I think it's just kind of interesting more than anything. And obviously I'll make some flux along the way. I really haven't looked into the profitability. I know there's talked about, it's like the 1,000 flux node is like a 7.5%. And I don't really know what that 7.5%. There is a tool that will tell you like what your profitability is expected to be. I just really haven't looked at it that closely. So anyway, like I said, I just thought it'd be like a fun little project, which is why I'm doing it. Not so much for kind of the way I got into mining in the first place. You know, when I got into mining, I knew I'd make some money on it, but that wasn't my primary objective. It was kind of like, hey, let's see what this whole world of mining's about. I am hearing about it, but I don't know anything about it. So let me just try it and see where it goes. And that's
what's the lockup period on the flux when you start the node? How long is that 1,000 flux locked into the node?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. I don't believe it's locked in for very long because you still own the flux. So, but I don't know. I don't really know the full answer to that question as well. I plan on holding the 1,000 flux anyway. I do believe in it. It's one of the projects I want to get more involved in and kind of see where it goes from there. I mean, if you think about it right now, 1,000 flux is like $1,500. It's not an insignificant amount of money, but it's not earth-shattering amount of money either. So that's kind of why I figured, well, we'll just get into it to get into it and see where it goes. And hopefully it goes the right direction. If it does, then that's going to be awesome. So kind of the same, obviously 1,500 is a little bit more than a small bag. But again, not a huge amount. Let's see what else. Anybody else have any comments?
So yeah, I guess apparently what I'm gonna have to do tonight is get the power outlets swapped, like swap power outlets that Hagrid and Harry are plugged into. So I'll just leave Harry offline, I guess, for now until I get that outlet swapped to a 20 amp, because Hagrid is like almost 1.5 times the hash rate and only 100 watts more than Hagrid or than Harry. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that tonight, I guess.
Well, you can't plug directly into the outlet instead of going into a smart outlet.
I mean, I could. I just wouldn't have the power tracking for that. I guess I could try it.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't have the power tracking for it, but yeah, because I don't think it's a problem with the circuit itself. The circuit would have most likely blown, or not blown,
Right.
but tripped.
Yeah, true.
I'm showing my age when we used to have fuses when I was a kid, but tripped the circuit.
So
I think more it's just the fact that those
I
smart
think the
sensors,
smart outlet circuitry is probably just fried. No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they're
Pun
while they
completely
say that they're a 15 amp circuit, I don't think that they're designed to take 12 amps 100% of the time.
Yeah, right.
So that's always been my concern. That's why I finally just decided if I'm going to get power monitoring, I'm going to get and initially I was trying to get it from Space Goats, but get one of those power monitors. And I wasn't getting anywhere with him. And then, it's funny how I found Red Llama, and he ended up making one for me. Again, thank you, Red Llama. Very much appreciate it. Love that thing. I saw that he had something on, I think, Etsy, that he was making the boxes. And so I reached out and said, hey, see that you're making these boxes. Would you be willing to make one for me with an extension cord on it and all that kind of stuff? And he's certainly not willing to do it for everybody, but he was willing to do it for me. Like I said, I very much appreciate it. And not only that, he's like, oh, if I want to make one for you, let me see if I can customize it. And what color do you want? And do you want your logo on it? And I'm like, I just want a monitor, but if you want to do all those things, that would be awesome. And it couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. Absolutely love the thing. Anyway, it was the least I could do was to send him the 584 gig card that I sent him. So
Nice.
he wouldn't take payment. But anyway, yeah, he put a lot of time and effort into it, and absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So anyway, where was I going with that in the first place? Oh, as far as the smart, yeah, I decided to get one of those to monitor everything so that I could keep it going through the PDU, because I felt like, okay, the PDU is built to take this much. And in fact, it even says on the PDU, 80%, this is what you can put through it on a 100% basis. So it's fully designed, and it's Trip Light, so it's a good brand. So yeah, that's why I finally just decided to make that full changeover to that. Only thing I've got running on something else, I have my Raptorium CPU mining rig. That's running on a 20 amp circuit. I needed to get a little bit of power off of the PDU so that I could run Flux, because that does definitely take some more power, no question.
Right.
Okay, so ABNMNS. Flux is not having in the normal sense. That's what I initially thought when they talked about having. It is a node having, as they put it, node having. They are reducing the requirements for the nodes. That's what we've done. That's why I'm going to build one, but that's the only having that I know of. I've tried looking up if there was any mining having or anything like that. I couldn't find anything. So if you know anything different than that, let me know, because I originally thought the same thing when they were talking about a halving, and then realized that was just for whatever they were talking about. It was just for the nodes, and that was it for the node requirement. Am I mining Alphium? I am not. I'm letting that kind of run a bit before I might make the jump. I typically like to mine things that I could liquidate if I wanted to. Not something that doesn't have any defined value. Now, with that said, I just did the whole ISO with Cardano and SundaeSwap to get probably somewhere in the range of 50 to 60 SundaeSwap. And it didn't even have a value when I was doing that. But it also didn't cost me anything, because I just took the Cardano I had and staked it at one of the specific mining pools that was eligible for the ISO. So it's probably going to be worth somewhere, I don't know, about $60. I think it's like about $1 per SundaeSwap right now. But haven't gotten the SundaeSwap yet. They don't have a way of distributing it yet, but that's supposed to come March 1st via drip drops. So I'll be doing that about that time. Maybe do a video on that when I do it. Let's see what else is out there. So Mining Booms, it was asking a question. What was he asking? I know somebody said, you need a tag. Does anyone know if uplink utilization for Cumulus node will be constant 25 megabits per second? That's an excellent question. And I don't know anybody else got Comcast, but I did notice that the uplink, the upload speed has been decreased on a number of services without telling anybody. So mine used to get like around 23. It was spec'd at 20, and I would get about 23. And then when I started searching this, I noticed at the beginning of the year, they changed some of them to be only 15 up. And so then I just did a speed test and realized I'm only getting 18 now. I mean, not the end of the world or anything, but in order to get anything higher than 25, I have to upgrade my service up to 1.2 gig service. And then it'll be 35 up. But yeah, you basically would have to see what your service is. But they will be doing, they do like some sort of test when you become a node to see if you meet the specification. And if you don't, then they won't allow you to be a node. I don't know exactly how that works, but I've read up on it where, yes, they do some type of test to make sure you meet the specification. And they do continual tests. So if you ever like don't meet it, then somehow you won't receive rewards. So, but yeah, as far as I know, it needs to be a constant 25 megabits per second. Not really sure why, but then the other thing to keep in mind on with the Flux nodes is that there's a reason why it needs to be 25 megabits per second is because there's going to be a lot of data. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of data. So you need to make sure that most likely you're going to need to be on some type of unlimited plan in order to do that. So keep that in mind as well. If you don't have that, or if it's like super expensive to get on unlimited, then maybe a virtual private server is a better option in order to run that node. So anyway, let's see what else. Other questions we have. Has 1,000 ELF holding them for speculative purpose. Yeah. I always miss out on the speculation, but I also don't lose out on the speculation. So yeah, it goes both ways on that. I've known about Flux for a long time and didn't mine it, didn't get into it or anything. And I know people that have been in it when it was like 4 cents and now it's like $1.50. So, and that $1.50 is down from where it was. So anybody else mining Alphium? Alephium, actually, I think is how it's pronounced.
I got Matt Electron telling me I need to get the wallet. So if the man's telling me that, I'm gonna get it set up real soon.
Okay, fair enough. But wasn't he also the one that was telling you to do Ravencoin Lite?
Hey man, I still got that bag. I'm waiting on the moon. You know, I mean, there might be dust collecting on that rocket ship, but it can still go somewhere. You know? It could.
That's one that I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't think that one's going anywhere. But hey,
yeah, me neither. I mean, you know, and you can't win them all. And the thing about Alephium that I understand it is the amount I'm going to lose on my Ethereum mining is so almost insignificant as far as your total yield is going to go. You know, I only have a couple of LHR cards anyways. So why not, right? What do I have to lose if I'm only, you know, if you're talking a few mega hash total?
Yeah.
You other than the headache of setting up the wallet and, you know, then making sure that the overclocks are right and all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's there's not much losing there, unlike where we, you know, swapped off of our Raptorium for a while to mine Ravencoin Lite and missed out on some of the big profit days of Raptorium.
Yeah, I mean, Raptorium's definitely one that I got in on late. I knew about Raptorium last year. They were actually, the reason how I heard about them was they were in the poker tournament. They were in talks with sponsoring for the poker tournament or something like that, or something having to do when Savage Mind passed away. I don't know. It was somewhere around that time frame that I heard about Raptorium, and I was like, who the heck are they? I've never even heard of them, and put it out of my mind. And then 6 months later, people were starting to mine it, and I was like, oh, I've heard of them, but yeah, whatever. And then waited until basically everybody got on the bandwagon. So I have one, like I said, I have one Raptorium CPU miner. Just trying to continually put things into the node, inodes, and doing that. And I've got a goal there. Once I get to that goal, then I'm probably going to switch over to Monero Ocean and mine there on with the CPU miner. So anyway,
I was definitely thankful for all the distractions in the CPU mining space, because it took a lot of people who were hopping off to all these other projects, and Raptorium profits got back to something decent that's actually worth running the CPUs on.
Yeah, so. Hell yeah. I noticed the other day, gosh, I had a good day with the pool. It was like, I think I got like 80 typically I get somewhere around 50 or 60 a day Raptorium, and 2 days ago I got like 80 or 90. So yeah, I was like really surprised with that. So yeah, but no, I have not been mining any AVN at all. Not at all. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably be eating crow on some of these where I'll be like, oh, why didn't I get in? Yeah, Toncoin, I've read up on that project and I'm just not convinced at what I read. It's a limited time period. It's a special contract or something that allowed it to mine a certain number of coins or something like that. I don't know. Just when I read it, I was kind of like, okay, that's going to come and go. I'm not going to get on a short-term mineable coin. I'd rather get in on a long-term mineable coin. That was my thought on it. Anybody else mining ton?
I'm not. I was going to say I'm not. As soon as they told me I had to get on Telegram to set up a wallet, I was like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, that was the same thing with me. I had no interest in being in Telegram, and it just, right or wrong, when I hear Telegram, I hear sketch.
I was on Telegram for crypto related communications with the previous employer, and I never really was a fan of Telegram in general.
Yeah, I'm sure Telegram service itself is fine. It's just the fact of, what do we always see Telegram related to? It's always those YouTube comments that says, yo, hit me up on Telegram. It's like, okay.
WhatsApp. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm actually on WhatsApp, but only for one reason. Yeah. WhatsApp. Oh, wow. You're still hodling your music coin? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Like 20,000 music coin or something like that. I think it's worth like $20 right now total for my whole bag. Baldini and I actually went pretty heavy on it way back in the day when he and I were on a pool. That was actually the pool that he and I met on, this was like June of 2018, I think. There's a buddy, a mutual contact of ours who was running the pool out of his house and servers and everything. It was called Pool Hub. And we had what do we have? We had Ubiquity, we had Elysium, we had Ethereum, we had Musicoin. Dang, Baldini, you also remind me. I can't remember the other coins we had on there. But anyways, there was a slew of different ones. And I remember there was days where we hit, as a pool, I think 4 Ethereum blocks as a pool, like in a day. With, I think in total, the pool was running maybe I'd say probably less than 10 gigahash in total, if I remember right. So that was crazy. And that was back when the Ethereum payouts with my measly 100 and whatever megahash was, and it was weak sauce. It was $1 or $2 or whatever for each payout. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is life changing. And anyways, I had no idea what I was doing, but it was fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I think, I always think when people are in this just for the money, the only thing is the money. I think those are to be the first people that leave. If you're in it for the fun of tinkering and working with computers and that kind of thing.
Yeah, the technology behind everything with running a pool and managing it and the blockchain underlying technology and tech and all that. It's very interesting to me. So,
exactly. Same here. Same here. Stuff. What about Chia? Yeah, I'm not doing anything with Chia.
Chia's not doing anything with Chia.
What did you say?
I said Chia's not doing anything with Chia.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that project.
There may be some stuff on potentially the coming up to bat content wise for me that's semi sort of in that space. I've got a couple of contacts that I'm working with, one of which who is he's heading up a project that is in that space. I can't say a ton just yet, but it's very interesting what he's got going. So I'm staying in touch with him, and yeah, there may be like a project review for me here in the next like month or so once we can get stuff rolled out or whatever. But
very cool.
It's kind of well, anyways, I don't want to say a ton without his say so or whatever, but it's very interesting. So stay tuned.
So Unboxing Project asks, what's the level of effort to start, run, maintain a mining pool? Worth creating a YouTuber's miners pool? I think that's kind of a cool idea. I would go back to like Flexpool, and they're a relatively recent startup, and they went through some serious growing pains, and they had to figure out how to defend themselves against a DDoS attack. They went down quite a bit, probably once every month or so. And yeah, they had some learning to do. And yeah, they had to lose some money along the way, but to try to regain everybody's, trust that they were going to be able to figure this out. And so yeah, that doesn't really interest me. It's hard. It's not easy, that's for sure. And even when guys know what they're doing, it's still difficult because you're constantly having to adjust to everything new that's happening. So did you say you actually helped run a mining pool back in the day, Teaspoon?
No, it was a mutual contact of Baldini and I who ran it, and he had run everything just with all the servers and everything just out of his house, had all the networking and the backhaul, and I think he had failover ISP and a few other things and whatever. Super smart dude. But and then he moved. He got a crazy awesome job opportunity that came up, and he ended up moving north from where he was at the time. I think he's semi Midwest-ish or whatever, if I remember it. But anyway, so it was fun to just tinker and mess with. I actually did a little bit of work with him on some web projects back in the day. But anyways, good dude.
Cool. So basically when he moved, it kind of just went away.
Yeah, he moved. I mean, he had to, he shut everything down obviously before he moved. And then it actually took him a while to set up all the infrastructure, or the skeleton setup for the infrastructure at his new place. And then it took a while before he could actually get down, because he had to get back down from where he got moved to back down to his old place to get everything and pick up all the servers and the blades and move everything back up, move everything and find a place for it at his new place or whatever. But anyway, so
cool.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Good times. Yeah, the good old NPR thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there aren't any more questions, I think we'll be wrapping up here. Anybody have any more last questions? Yeah, Null, I'm on Flexpool as well. That's the current pool I'm on. They've been good lately. They've been good.
Yeah, I was on Flexpool for a month back in, I think it was July, for a month, and then I was going to do was on Hivon for a month from July to August, and then was going to be on Flex from August to September just to compare side by side. And then I think I might still have the statistics somewhere. Obviously, they're a bit outdated now because hash rates change. My hash rate overall has changed and stuff like that or whatever. But I do like Flexpool's interface, and I'm maybe not super huge fan of the way that they have like the averaging or whatever, where like you have your lifespan on the pool is like you have the like, it's like a 2-hour period where if your hash rate dies, you have up to 2 hours to get it back online, and you maintain the shares as a part of the current block round as far as payout. But if your hash rate dies and it's offline for more than 2 hours, all those contributed shares that you had during that last period before your hash rate died just are gone. And you have to reacclimate and regain your participation percentage, as they call it, I think. So I wasn't a huge fan of that because it's like it takes a long time to get to the like participation like threshold or whatever to be where it's like worth it to be there or whatever, if that makes sense. And then the longer you stay, supposedly if you don't change pools, your compensation increases, supposedly, whatever. I haven't been on there for a while, so it's, but that was my last understanding of kind of how it worked or whatever, which I thought was kind of an interesting. It's, and they even have their own, like, so there's like, you know, PPS, which is pay per share. There's PPLNS, which is pay per last N shares, where the pool can dictate a specific count of the last X number of shares that they take into consideration when calculating the percentages that, like percentages of the block reward that are distributed to participating parties.
Right.
But Woolies is, or no, I'm thinking of, sorry, I think I'm thinking of Wooly Poly, not.
No, so I didn't think, I thought Flexible was pretty much straight PPL
yeah, no,
and
sorry,
S.
my bad. Yep, no, you're right. My bad. Yeah, I'm thinking of Wooly Poly. Wooly Poly has WPDS, which is different. But anyways,
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Wooly Poly.
Yeah, they're pretty popular, but it's an interesting setup.
Yeah, when they're
pretty solid.
I'm trying to remember with Wooly Poly, I think it was Firo when I was trying to mine Firo and their pool went down. And you know, people were asking them questions, including myself, and it was just like, yeah, well, whatever, deal with it. Like, this is what happens.
Yeah,
like, wait a minute. Okay, no.
Like, back up.
Yeah, we have choices. So, okay, fine. Right. I'll go somewhere else. If you're like, it's not important to keep the network up and running, you know, more as much as the other guys, and you're not going to address it and say what you're doing to make things better, then okay, I will take my ball and go somewhere else with it. Who wants my ball, you know, and values my ball.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy. Well, cool. Yeah, I may pop over to Flexpool again. I've been riding Ethermine pretty hard for the last like several months. It's been pretty good. I like the flexibility for the payout thresholds and stuff like that.
Flexpool does that as well. Yeah, Flexpool actually had that before Ethermine, because they did that even before 1559, where you had those options. Because Flexpool was of the mindset of, I'm not going to steal money-making block space from other miners. If you want to get a payout, you're going to pay for it. But if you wait longer, you will pay less in your fees. So it's your definition. How much do you want to pay to get your payout? If you want to wait until you accumulate 2 Ethereum so that you're paying, 0.1% in your payout, that's up to you. You could get a payout every 0.1 and pay 2%. You can do that as well, but it's the miner's choice. And that's the part I loved about it, was the fact that they did this for anybody else and they made it your choice. What were you comfortable with?
Right. I do like that.
Yeah. So that was the reason, as opposed to Ethermine, that everybody, well, geez, I'll just get a payout whenever, 0.1 because I don't have to pay for it. And they lost out and they were less profitable than Flexpool because of that. So anyway, Ethermine and Flexpool are really close.
Yeah. Aha says, I actually have my hash rate split between Flexpool and Ethermine. So kudos.
Okay. Aha. So what are you finding? What are your findings? What do you see is better?
Right. Yeah. I would be curious.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see what your, I look at mining pools profits and look there and evaluate from that. Now I know that I had a conversation, by the way, with somebody from Hive on their Discord, and they basically said that mining pools profits in their data showing them as less profitable than most other pools that they evaluate, that they're basically lying, that their data is flawed. So take that for what it's worth.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the data on a lot of those dashboards is obviously not going to be just raw data, right? In those spaces, everybody has opinions and also pockets, right? So
true, except where mining pools is probably getting the data from is straight from the blockchain, and from the blockchain is going to say what is their reward that they're actually sending to their miners. I shouldn't even say that. That's what's showing what they should be basing their profits off of. It's a good question now that I think about it. Where are they getting the data from for the profits? Because when Hivon had,
it's coming from the pool. The pools report it. I don't remember where I saw that, so I can't give you like an exact quote, but the pools report back. That's why some pools are showing like an average 24-hour profit. The pools are feeding the data back from their pool dashboards that the miners on the pools see. Now like I said, I don't have a link to the quote on where I read that, because I was wondering early on where the information on mining pool stats.stream was coming from. But it's pool reported, to my understand. To my
so if you have a pool that's deciding that they're going to show a conservative measurement as opposed to even an actual measurement, that could affect it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And that's why some of them some of the pools on mining pool stats.stream will show you pay per 100 mega hash or whatever, and other pools don't report it because the pools don't report the data back.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well, maybe I'll have to do a test on Hivon and see. I know when I did a poll to say, hey, when there was this huge block that Hivon got, did anybody see, an increase in profits? It was very mixed, earnings, right? The results. That made me really kind of like, well, maybe not. I don't know. So very strange.
That's why I'm all EZIL all the way, man. We showed you the other day when me and Matt Electron were both talking about that big 188 ETH block that EZIL hit about a week and a half ago.
Yep. I
got an entire day's worth of payout from one block, one single block, and it was all transparent. So that's one of my favorite things about EZIL me as a pool is their dashboard. I like the transparency they give me. They break it down on how everything's paid. So even if it's not the most profitable because you're not hitting the most blocks, I still like knowing where that information's coming from. You know what I mean? Like, yep. I like that it's out there.
Yeah, it doesn't. So FlexPool will tell you what the pool gained from each block. But it doesn't necessarily tell you what you made from each block. I know Two Miners does that. They will actually show you all the blocks mined and how much you made on each block. So there's that. Now it doesn't show you the breakdown of all your referrals and things like that EZIL does as well.
Yeah, well, and EZIL breaks out the MEV too. So like you see what of it is MEV, what of it is actual block reward. I
think FlexPool does MEV stuff too, if I remember it.
Well, they do MEV, but they don't necessarily break it out. They just give it. They basically say if there's MEV in that block, and then give you what the total payout is for that block.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
As opposed to breaking it out as to how much is what. All right. ABMNS asks, a Cardano staking pool with relay nodes could be a more safe endeavor than a mining pool. Yeah, definitely. But I see what you're saying. Actually, managing a Cardano staking pool with relay nodes could be a more safer endeavor than a mining pool. Yeah. I'm getting the impression that setting up a Cardano staking pool is pretty darn simple. I know there's quite a few people, there's some YouTubers that actually started their own Cardano staking pools. And not saying that they didn't put some effort into it. I'm just saying that it doesn't, based on how many people have been doing it, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult. It's certainly not as, it doesn't sound like it's as prone to attack as a mining pool is.
Interesting.
Alrighty, well, we have been talking for almost 2 hours, so I am going to call it good and call it a night. I definitely appreciate everybody for showing up. And again, sorry for the trouble at the beginning of the stream for those people that were here at the beginning. Yeah,
Good.
that was frustrating. Wait, now what did I do again? No, I'm just kidding. I remember what I did.
Right.
Big Woolie's over there. Stop it. I can hear your eyes rolling from here, Big Woolie.
Read the chat. Scroll back up in our call for Discord after the stream. I left you a little reminder in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks. I'll make sure I leave the group like right after the chat or right after the stream.
Nice.
All righty, guys. Well, again, thank you guys all for coming. I appreciate it. And we'll see. Probably next week we will probably be back on the same bat channel than we were before, but we'll see. Anyway, again, thanks to you all for coming, and you guys all have a wonderful night.
Okay, take care, guys. Have a good one.
Later.